Hi, Patrick here, and in today's episode, I'd like to share with you how you can build a business where you can have loyal customers, where the customers can trust you and want to do business with you again. And I kind of learned this from my experience with other business, all right? So let me share with you some story with Airbnb that I recently experienced, all right? So recently I booked a place to stay with Airbnb through a host. As usual, if you haven't used Airbnb before, you just go to airbnb.com, you found the property you wish, and then you just book as per normal, right? So everything was good. And I managed to book my place. And then about an hour later, the host contacted me and say, oops, there was a mistake that that date is not supposed to be available for you to book. So then the host says that, so can you please go ahead and cancel? Then I says, okay, that's fine. I'll try to cancel. And then I go to the cancel option as a what do you call? There's the host, and then there'll be the person who stayed. I'm the person who is going to stay, and I click the cancel. However, it says that because it's within 48 hours, and that there's no more refund. Then I tell the host, I can't do this. As much as I want to help you, I cannot cancel because it is not that I don't want to stay. It's that you don't want to rent me the place, right? So you have to cancel, not me. Because if I cancel, I have to pay the penalty. But it's not fair because, again, it's not my fault. It is you who don't want to host at that moment of time. And the host didn't cancel, and the host was like sort of clueless of what to do next. And I tell the host, you gotta cancel it really fast because this is within 48 hours, and I'm about to come over to your place to stay in about 2 days time. Actually, less than 2 days because when we're having this conversation, it's at midnight, almost nighttime, about 11 p.m. And the host is still not canceling. I go like, holy crap, what am I going to do right now? Because if I show up on his doorstep or her doorstep, she will say that you can't come in, and I can go ahead and book another place because I'm tight here, as in that I've spent here, right? But of course, if I have no choice, I have to end up rent without getting the refund yet. Anyway, uh, I go ahead and contacted Airbnb and I tell them, hey, look, I have this problem. You can see the conversation that I have with the host about this issue. There's just a small misunderstanding, and it's totally fine if she doesn't want to rent me the place anymore for whatsoever reason. But the host is not canceling, and I can't cancel because then I'll have to pay the penalty. I wrote to Airbnb, and I think about like less than 10 minutes they respond. Less than 10 minutes and say, don't worry, we'll look into it. And that's like 11 p.m. or almost midnight, I think. And after a while, I continue to have conversation with the host and say, hey, dude, you gotta cancel right now because I can't cancel. And she wasn't canceling. I think there will be a fee towards her because she decided to cancel and not host, whatever it is, right? Then at the end, I think less than an hour, Airbnb canceled for me, right? And they act on it like really fast, like less than an hour. And on top of that, they say due to the inconvenience, we're just gonna give you additional 10% of credit. So let's say, to make the number simple, let's say the place is $200, then they'll give you additional 200. They'll give you additional $20. I mean, they gave me the extra 10% to say, hey, we're sorry about the inconvenience and so on, and uh, with this credit, you can go ahead and book with another host, right? And let us know if you manage to get a host. We'll be there to help you and so on. So I managed to get a new place to stay, and I was happy because they act on it. And with that kind of customer service, I know that I will be going back to Airbnb to stay, to book, right? And like I'm doing this video right now, I'm saying how good Airbnb is. Now, with similar experience but totally different results. The experience I have with Dropbox. So there was one time Dropbox says that if you refer 5 people, you get extra free space and so on, right? And I was testing around with it, and I don't want to pay for Dropbox because I can refer people and I can get it for free. and obviously I wouldn't want to spend for that. So it's not about the spending portion. I don't want to get the wrong idea that we should not pay for the service. Don't get the wrong idea. Just to make the case clear, I use OneDrive by Microsoft to host my backups and so on. All right. Anyway, going back to Dropbox. So I've emailed to Dropbox and said to Dropbox, yeah, apparently I've already gotten more than 5 referrals. Can you please check for me why my bandwidth did not increase? Not bandwidth, sorry, my space, my storage space, right? And almost instantly, like in the same day, they responded to me. So I thought, wow, I mean, their service is really good. But you know what did they respond? They say that, just so you know, because we are very big, we have a lot of inquiries all around the world and so on, we no longer reply message, and this is the automated response to you. And they're not going to respond anymore, and send me to go and read the knowledge base. Now, that's fine if I read the knowledge base. However, the knowledge base doesn't give me the answer, because in this situation, someone needs to go and check what happened, why this account is not getting the credit. Now, I understand that if you refer, you get credit, and that's what the knowledge base explain, right? And I say that, from that point, I kind of like off, my mind is off with Dropbox completely, because to me, this is not how you do customer support, right? Now, when someone asks for an inquiry, that person is a potential customer. And of course, if that person is a customer, is a user, that person should be addressed or should have the right attention. So I think that when we do internet marketing business or online business, one of the biggest thing that we sort of miss is that because we go with the mass, and we thought that, you know what, that's okay, customer support is not that important because we can always get new customers. But if you understand business overall, as in through marketing and so on, it takes like 7 times harder to get like a new customer than to have an existing customer to repurchase from you again and to do business with you again. So the true strategy, or should I say the truth of building a long-term business, is actually extending very good support towards your existing user and towards your existing customers. And the key lesson that I'll share with you, the key so-called secret formula that I sort of discovered from my experience with Airbnb is this, is that if you are able to act at a time of urgency by the customers, or the time of true challenge by your customers or users, that is the time where you build the strongest rapport with them and showcase your skill, your credibility, your effectiveness, all of those positive things where it will anchor to your customer experience to continue doing business with you, and probably going out there to share with others their experience that they have with you, right? So with that said, this is Patrick here, and if you feel like sharing anything, if you like this video, go ahead and click like. I would totally appreciate that, as I will know who actually watching, reading this video and so on. Not reading, this is watching, this is not reading. And that's that. Alright, so see you then. Take care. Bye.